we never have ever tried to make a viral video. Our videos that have ultimately gone viral just went viral.
You talked a lot. Well, you actually didn't talk about it, but you kind of showed the importance of having a bigger movement, right? I feel like a lot of attorneys focus on like, how am I going to create content to get cases? And you took a different approach. You almost created like an us versus them. Like it's my tribe versus the police almost. And I'd like to first kind of start off with, how you kind of fall in the category of creating a movement versus trying to get cases from the internet.
Yeah, so that's a great point. And when we started to infiltrate social media, we weren't really looking to, well, of course, we're looking to get new clients. That's what all advertising is about and all social media and getting out there. And we decided that rather than try maybe a traditional pitch to where, hey, we do this, we do that, come be our client, let's give out information that people need. And criminal defense attorney for 26 years, seeing how law enforcement engages with people and how people get taken advantage of because they don't know their rights. That became the kind of the light bulb moment for us, where let's teach people what we've already been teaching people our whole careers, but now let's go to social media and now teach people the script we created, shutting the fuck up when cops ask questions. And basically, like you said, it is us versus them. And unfortunately, the way police are trained, that is their mentality. They're not trained to protect and serve like they say. They're trained to figure out what's in your car, what you're doing wrong, how they can help you screw yourself over by admitting things and saying things when you aren't even necessarily guilty of anything. So that's kind of where we were coming from in terms of putting information out there. And then, we had no idea. I mean, when we got on social media, it was because my nephew, as we told this story before, kind of forced us. And we just decided, well, let's just be ourselves, give this information that we give to, our whole careers, just telling people. I meet them at bars and, hey, do this if you get pulled over. And so we took that, put it onto social media, and it just blew up in our face.
Yeah. And, the creating of a movement also comes down to, educating from the heart. Right. And, I think, one of the things that you do that's really powerful in building 500,000 followers on Instagram is you really don't hide anything from your market, even if it could divert from you getting business. And that authenticity is what attracts such a loyal tribe. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. 100%. Because we're not the only attorneys out there. Yep. And one of the things we're really good at is knowing exactly what we don't know. Yep. And we don't pretend when we don't know something. If somebody knows it better, then I'm going to refer my client to somebody who I know can help them better than I can. So it's really all about creating the movement that at the end of the day is all inclusive, even if you have to go outside of yourself.
I love that. So the next thing I want to kind of pull up is one thing that's really interesting you brought up last time was how quickly you doubled down on the lesson that you learned on TikTok on the first 3 seconds of the TikTok videos, and how immediately, I actually remember this, we were on Clubhouse and this guy talked about it. And this guy has like a couple million followers on Instagram. And he talked about the first 3 seconds on TikTok. You immediately rolled it out, right? And I just want to talk about, like, what is your thought? Like, when you find little things that work, what is your belief and what is your process for just immediately rolling them out and just tripling down on them?
Just do it. When I hear information that people are giving out, people who know what they're talking about or claim to know what they're talking about, I jump right on it. And there's no time like the present. Why wait? And especially with social media stuff, It's all right here in your hand. And when
Yep.
I was on that Clubhouse that day, I was on my iPhone on this hand with Clubhouse. I was on my other phone on this hand going, oh, yeah, I'm going to start doing that. And I immediately, I
Yep.
literally did it. And one of the other comments that guy made was post 5 to 10 videos a day. And so I did that. I did the first 3 seconds where if you go to my TikTok, you will see me in your face going, shut the fuck up when cops ask questions.
Yeah.
That's my first 3 seconds.
Yep.
And from there, just creating 5 to 10 a day and throwing them up. I mean, it literally within a week or two, we got another 50, 60,000 followers. And it's just our TikTok, what at that point was at like 300,000. And now it's 550 or something. It's more than Instagram.
Yep.
You know, so just implementing what people are using, it's not hard to do. Just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Easier said than done, but it actually is easier to just do it than to talk about it.
It is. It is. We could talk about it longer than it takes to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, people, how do you do those? How are you on social media all day? What? Because I pick up my phone and make a 15-second video. I'm on all day. You know,
Yep.
it's not hard. Excuses are easy.
Yeah, that's true. Another question I had is right now, when we last talked, you discussed that TikTok was more powerful than Instagram. And this was about 3 months ago when we discussed this at our last summit. And my question to you is, do you think that the TikTok train has arrived and it's too late, or are you still seeing viral ability?
No, it is not, definitely not too late. You know, and TikTok, it's growing, as far as I can see. And then when you look at scrolling through your own TikTok on that, the For Your page, whatever it is, and you'll see people creating content. And TikTok, from what I've learned, rewards people for creating content. They want it. That's why they want you to put up 5 to 10 today. That's why they say also on TikTok, if you put up something and within 2 or 3 hours, it has 45 views, do not take it down, because a week or two later, the way TikTok runs, that video could pop off and get you 1 million views. So just keep putting it up and out there.
Yep. Great point. Great point there. And I love how much action you take, and doing 5 to 10 TikToks a day and dialing in the first 3 seconds. And I could see how people could make that overwhelming to them, but you just keep taking action. And that's why you succeed at this. Let's talk about the common denominators of viral content. I've heard from, people on Instagram and people who have built big followings that oftentimes the videos you don't think are going to go viral are the ones that do. And I'm curious, have you noticed that there's common denominators in a piece of content that goes viral?
For me, I don't know. That's a tough question, because for number one, we never have ever tried to make a viral video. Our videos that have ultimately gone viral just went viral. We were creating content, we were creating important information and putting it out there. The fact that things catch fire and go viral, I don't know. Especially like on TikTok versus Instagram, two totally different animals. I'll post something on TikTok and repurpose it for Instagram, or vice versa. And sometimes it'll blow up on one platform and not the other. And so to that end, I think people get lost in the minutia of, what are we going to do to create this viral? How are we going to go viral? How are we going to? Don't. Just be honest, true, original, and put it out there. And guess what? If people don't like it, then people don't like it. That's just the way it is. People can't like everything. There are people who don't like us, and not too many, but, they're out there. And, it happens. So to that end, don't try to make it, just try to do good work and create content that's going to be helpful and beneficial to people out there.
When you look back at and I know you're on the fence about this before, batching content. When people want to get, active on social media, some people, there's the belief that we're going to batch content. We're going to create all our content on one day of the week, and then we're going to divide it up over the course of a week, or we're going to just go live, and do it every single day, or we're going to do a mix of each. My question to you is, what % of your content is planned in advance versus what % of your content is in the moment just throughout the day?
Probably 98% is in the moment throughout the day.
Wow.
I would, yeah. And because, the reason being is 2%, that's when I do have the time to take maybe 6 or 7 hours to put a bunch of content and shoot a bunch of stuff. So, and that's what we've done that over the course of the past several years. But just in terms of time flow, my schedule, it is much easier. An idea hits me. I might be sitting in the car in traffic, and boom, there it goes.
I love that. And this is good, because a lot of attorneys try to plan. I think the highest value task for an attorney is to, if they want to get active on social media, is to just commit to how much content you're going to put out no matter what. But I'm curious, what do you think, if someone wanted to get started on social media, what's the top commitment they need to make to themselves? Is it just putting out content, or is there some other commitment, like the movement that you want to create?
Well, I mean, if you can have an underlying movement, it is going to be more powerful. Yep. But it's content. I mean, let's face it. If you don't have content, how are you going viral? If you don't have content, how are you reaching people? If you don't have content, how are you doing anything? So it's content, and it's not hard to make a 15-second, 30-second, 1-minute video wherever you are. I mean, I'll be in the middle of the grocery store, and I might get a call from a client, and he says something, and it's like, oh, hey, look, I got to talk about that. And I'll do it right there. So especially for attorneys, a client calls you, a new client, something happens, and it's like, hey, you just shared information, you helped the client. Take that information, go make a video really quick and educate, and go throw it up. It's easy.
Could we brainstorm for a second on how a personal injury lawyer, or how a business law attorney, or how someone, or family law attorney, how could someone in a different practice area take the principles that you've kind of pioneered in this space and create a movement? Like, for example, in divorce, like, how would you do it for divorce or PI?
It's fine. I've done both of those. I in my beginning of my practice, I did PI, and in the middle, I did family law. And so, I mean, PI is, my head's exploding right now with so many different things, so many funny things you can do. I mean, I would go put a banana peel on the floor at the supermarket and go slip on it and go, hey, look, liability right here. Or there's so many different types of things with personal injury that can happen to a person.
That was good. Wait, everyone, did you take notes on that? That was really good. Keep going. That was good.
There's so many different things that happen to people. Funny things, that aren't funny when they happen because somebody gets hurt, but you can reenact those things. Hey, if this happened to you, have you bitten into an apple and ate a worm, and a worm was in there? I mean, you're gonna sue. Who are you gonna sue? I mean, divorce. Oh my God, that's. Have you ever walked in on this? The juices start flowing, the creativity goes, and you just gotta be creative and look at scenarios that you have dealt with in your cases. And you have cases that you're like, what the fuck? That guy did this person said that, that's content right there. It's all there for you. You don't even have to make it up. It's there. That's what I would do.